Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top teams for the Lone Gaze Endless boss, as well as the charms that you should be running. We're going to lead it off with the No Twins best team, which is from Beep Z. Here we're going to have the real Frestro in front of Shakir, Illusion in front of Smokey, Mikola off to the right, and Ludovic up in the front. If you're going to be running this team, do try to get the two key charms are going to be Ludovic Insight Charms and the Shakir Mystic Charms. The other two after that are going to be Mikola Arcane or Sorcery Charms, and then same for Smokey, Recovering or Sorcery Charms, and then finally Frestro Charms. If you're talking about refining the charms and who do you want to get those bonus stats onto, definitely it would be Ludovic and Frestro. You're going to see the damage chart at the end. Those are going to be the top two damage dealers for this comp. And so refining them are going to get the best value by increasing their attack. Now today, Faramor is doing great. Faramor is doing well in Lone Gaze, and also yesterday he was doing very well in Snow Stomper. These are the two best bosses for Faramor. So 90.2 billion damage. And yeah, I think that is around about... That is a good, like, we got decent enough RNG, but do keep in mind, Lone Gaze has a lot of RNG, most importantly because you want to line up Shakir's buffs and Smokey's blue aura at the same time, and so you will need to do multiple runs to get that to happen, but 90 billion damage on our first run is not bad. Okay, now we have a team from Raguto, so now we're going to talk about Faramor. Now, this team specifically... Raguto does not have Supreme Plus twins. They're only Supreme, which means that even before that, like even if you're at like Legendary Plus, Mythic Plus, they'll probably work here. And then also, he had a one copy of Faramor. And despite that, this was still his top performing team, which is crazy. And that shows you that this has a lot of potential, even at low level of twins and low level of Faramor. And then you're going to have Smokey and Frester as well as damage dealers. This is a great team. And I'm really excited to see what it will do on a maxed out account like we have here. But Faramor, the reason why he works even at one copy is because he still gives the same attack buff value to his ally, which is going to be Ludovic, 10% of his attack. And if you have Arcane Charms, even more than that. And also, very importantly, he will convert true damage from all of your other heroes' attack multipliers onto the boss. And so he doesn't need actually high investment in order to increase that portion of damage. Of course, if you have him built up, he will contribute some more of his own damage, but for a lot of his role in the team, he can work even at one copy, which is crazy. So this is something to keep in mind, even if your twins are at lower ascension, even if you have one copy of Faramor, this might be the best team for you, and definitely you want to give this a try, and credit to Raguto for sharing this with me, because honestly, it is a great team. And on a maxed out account, we're getting like 116 billion damage, which is no joke. So this is a really good team lineup, and I'm happy that he was able to share that with me. And like I said, it works at one copy of Faramor and below Supreme Plus of twins, and this is how he got his top score of today, which is ridiculous with like that level of investment. Now, as for charms, Arcane Charms onto Faramor are recommended. Generally speaking, Ludovic Insight Charms, Frestro, Sorcery Charms, Twins, Sorcery Charms, and then Recovering Charms onto Smokey. But yeah, twins basically are working with Sorcery Charms today. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to like break the set or anything. Okay, now the thing is, we're moving on now to teams which are going to do even less than that Faramor team. So here we have Frosty's team. Pink Hair Twin in the back, Blue Hair Twin in the front. Real Frestro on the left side, and the Illusion Frestro on the right. So when you're buffing up Real Frestro and Ludovic, and then Smokey up front. Okay, now for this team, charms again are going to be a major priority. Insight Charms onto Ludovic. You want to get the Sonya Arcane Charms and the Sorcery Charms onto the twins. Those are the major priority, and I think most people should have that done by now. But again, just to reiterate it, there will be RNG in these bosses. In this team specifically, not as much RNG because there's no Shakir. Because Shakir has the most RNG, because then you need that perfect positioning of Shakir for the majority of the fight. And that's when you'll have to do more runs. Like this team... it will only depend on like a bit of timing and like Sonya crits and stuff. The other heroes are HP per second damage dealers, which will always deal a fixed amount of damage during the fight. Okay, but this is a solid team. If you don't have Shakir, this is a good team to run. And again, you can try it if your twins are lower ascension. The teams should generally work. But there might be a more optimal formation like Raguto shared, because where he didn't have a Supreme Plus twin. So we got 104 billion damage here, but this team has a potential of getting up to 112 billion. So I think we got a bad RNG run. Okay, now we have the two top teams of today. One is going to be a Faramor team. One is going to be a non-Faramor team. But if you have Faramor, you can make a replacement here. So here's going to be the non-Faramor team. Blue-haired twin in the back, pink-haired twin in the front. Real Fresto in front of the Shakir, Illusion in front of Ludovic, Smokey up front with the Harmonic Spell. This is from Beepsy and Worm. Now, because it has Shakir, this is going to be a high RNG team. You're going to have to do multiple runs to get it to work. But if you don't have Ludovic, you can replace Ludovic for Faramor. And this is also going to be a top performing team of today. Not the overall top, but a really good option. So do try both. But for this team, you're going to need that good RNG. You need Shakir to end up in a position where for the majority of the fight, he's able to buff up your Ludovic and your Smokey. Those are your two key damage dealers. Now here, of course, he will not be able to buff up Ludovic, who is too far away. But he is within range of buffing up Smokey. Smokey is going to cast his blue aura right now, triggering that HP per second damage. Shakir is still in a position to buff up the Smokey, which is great. Yeah, Ludovic is going to be out of range of the Shakir buff for most of this fight, which is unfortunate, but it's not really possible for both Smokey and Ludovic to always be within the range of Shakir. But let's see, 20 seconds left, 96 billion damage. This team here can get up to 123 billion damage. Again, the charms are going to be very similar. Insight onto Ludovic, Mystic onto Shakir, Sorcery onto Twins, recovering onto Smokey. Like 107 billion damage. This is the problem, right? This is a very high RNG team. I don't know how many runs you're going to have to do in order to get the top score, because you saw that right there. We just didn't get a good optimal overlap of Shakir's buff onto Ludovic. For a majority of the fight, he was not within range of buffing up the Ludovic, and it is possible for him to be there. And so this is going to be the thing about this comp. You're going to have to be prepared to lock in and do a lot of runs of this. Okay guys, now looking at the overall top team of today, which is a Harak team. It will be the Real Fresto in front of Ludovic, Illusion in front of the Real, and on the Stellar Bond, Harak and Ludovic, Blue Twin in the front, or on the right, Pink Twin on the left, and you have Faramor up in the front with the Harmonic Spell. This is the top team. Again, it will rely a bit on RNG based on the Harak timing of his ultimates, but this is consistently going to be outperforming the other teams. So there are a lot of high RNG teams in Lone Gaze today. I think Raguto's team option is a great option for a consistent run, where we got 116 billion damage on our first run, and even it can work at low copy Twins and at low copy Faramor. So I really recommend that team. However, if you want to go for the overall top score of today, you'll have to do Beepsy and Worm's team, which is the Shakir comp with Ludovic. That is going to take a lot of runs for the RNG, or you'll have to run this team if you have Harak. And this one has the highest potential of damage. But again, it will have RNG, but it shouldn't have as high RNG as the Beepsy Worm team. Beepsy Worm team seems the highest RNG for me, but it can hit 123 billion damage. Okay, so like, look at this. We're at 123.6 billion damage on our first run, which is great. But we're going to be looking for even higher than that. And as for the charms, what I have is I have balanced charms onto Harak, because I feel like Butcher Charms are definitely better for Harak for Snow Stomper, but for the other bosses, it seems like balance is better. Sorcery Charms onto the Twins, Arcane Charms onto Faramor, Fresto with the Sorcery Charms, Ludovic with the Insight Charms. Those are all the key heroes we have here. You can mix and match. You can try Mystic onto Faramor, Ruthless onto Faramor. Both are great options. You can try Butcher onto Harak, Balance onto Harak. Both are good options. For the Twins, Sorcery is pretty much confirmed to be optimal for Lone Gaze today. You shouldn't need to break the Twin set. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's the terms become really confusing with Dream Realm, and like for different levels of account investment, sometimes different charms are actually optimal, and then there's also all the RNG to it as well. So it's really difficult to objectively say what is the overall top performing charm. But I do feel strongly that balanced charms on Harak probably are the top for Lone Gaze, but Butcher can also work well for people today. So it's difficult. It's really difficult to tell. Okay, so guys, we're gonna have to do a bunch of skip runs in order to see our highest score. We have quite a few runs left, and I'm gonna meet you back if we do manage to get a really new record. Okay, guys, we got a new record, 125 billion damage, and this was only on our 5th attempt, showing you that the RNG is not terrible here with this Harak team. But the top score of today is 127 billion damage. We got 125.3, and the top in our server is 126.7, which is basically almost the maximum. Okay guys, we've done a lot of runs. We were unable to beat that 125.3 billion damage. that is looking like near our maximum. We did get a couple of runs around 124 billion damage as well. So with like 20 runs, you should be able to hit close to your maximum potential. But like I said today, 127 billion is the top. And I believe even with the charms we had set up, we probably would have been able to do that if we just got the perfect RNG. So just keep that in mind. Lone Gaze, very high RNG boss. Some teams are less RNG than others. Like Raguto's team seems like a really low RNG team. But generally, other teams, like even the Shakir combo we saw, that is massive RNG as well. You're going to have to do all of your runs pretty much to get your maximum score. But if you do hit that, you're going to get a really great performance. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. Let me know if there's any other team that worked for you. You can feel free to share in the comment section, even your formation ID if you want to. But thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. If you're not always subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers, and we're getting really close. Thanks to all of your support. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video, so that we can chat more related to AFK Journey. But thank you for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.